Hey everybody, it's Erin Reed and welcome back to Card Making Wednesday. Today is the card that I made while I was at Creativation in my class. So there's some techniques in here that I showed off in the class, and the technique for this background paper, how I created this, is actually in a previous video, and I will have the link up in the iCard for you guys to check that out. So it was just a technique video that I showed off of some fun stuff that I did while I was at the show working with Crafters Workshop and Rinea. So that is in a different video, but I used that piece in this card. First step we're going to do is we are going to take the Rinea foiled paper. This is an embossing folder. I just love this little circular design. And you're going to emboss this, dry emboss this. So when you emboss or using embossing folders, you got to use with your Cuttlebug, you got to use the ABB plates. And this is like magic. I'm not going to put my die cut machine away yet because we're going to do one other thing with it. But look how cool that is. I love that. It's like so striking. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my ghost ink and I am just going to pat over the top of the embossing folder. And as you can see, this is what our card looks like over here. So I'm just going to pat over the top of the embossing folder. Super simple. I'm just going to tap, 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 let it sit, and then just kind of let that sit off to the side for a second. So while that is off to the side and just resting, we are going to die cut out now. So I got to switch gears. We got to use the A, B, and C plates because we're using a wafer thin die. And we're going to cut out that star. So what I have here is I have the Rinea foiled paper in gold. This is the gold Starstruck. The paper comes in so many different colors and 2 different textures. There's 30 different colors and textures between the 2 of them. And as always, links are going to be down below. So on this card, I also die cut the star, and then I also cut out of the black foiled paper is the glossy paper, and it has gold on the background. I cut out the word thank you. For this one, I'm just doing the word you with an exclamation point, so just kind of changing it up. I'd already previously cut those, so I'm not going to mess around with that. But look how cool the star looks. Love all the layers. I also cut out a couple of layers of just craft paper, an A2 size card in white, and then also this is the Starstruck in the ebony. I love it because it's got that really cool texture. All right, so the ink is dried. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take a paper towel and just wipe it off. Look how cool. It's removing that top layer of ink and revealing the silver. So it's a really fun way to get that grungy mixed media vibe. It's so much cool. And you can do this with any of the colors except with the silver, because the silver you just can't remove it. So this is one of my favorite ones. It's just an embossing, ghost embossing, and it's just so cool. That hint of that pop of another color in there, and it just looks so awesome. All right, from here I'm just going to take my Staz-On ink and I'm going to ink the edges of all my papers, this paper, and I'm going to fishtail these 2 sheets. I'm just going to speed all that part up. That's just all about laying. Coming in, adding my adhesive to the background, adding in the layers of the cards. This first layer, I matted down 1/4 of an inch on either side. So it's just 1/4 of an inch less when I cut it. Then I'm going to take my foiled paper, I'm going to come in. For the foiled paper, I'm not going to do a straight mat. I'm actually going to bring it down and line it up at the top here, just like you see like that. It's right there, line it up right along that. And I like to add my adhesive for the foil because it takes the embossing so easily that I don't want it to add indentations from my tape gun. So I tend to add it to the background first. So that is on there. Then I'm going to take it, I'm totally using my other card here as the example. Line up my first banner here. Line it up at the top, add adhesive to the next one. We'll line it up to the top. There we go. Now for my star, I like to use my Supertite adhesive or glue pen. I use the back side, which has got a nice broad tip. This is such a delicate paper in some ways, and I've cut out to be quite fine. I don't want to rip it by putting on the tape gun, and then I end up ripping a layer of the star. So I'm just going to use the broad tip section of my glue gun, place my star down, kind of center it between the 2 layers. I can also move it around a little bit, which I kind of like, so I can place it exactly where I want. I want the tip to go right where those 2 layers are going. I was almost perfect on that one, and I like that. There we go. Last step is I'm going to take my adhesive, same adhesive, this time I'm going to use the fine tip point, and I am going to attach little daubs of glue, just little drops here and there. This is a great glue. It's kid safe. It's no odor. Great hold. It gives you a little bit of time to be able to move some of your your project around a little bit, so that way it doesn't stick on you. I mean, it gives you time to move the item around, and then it's just laying it down. Super simple. And that's it. So it's layers of mixed media, it's layers of the foil and mixed media colors. It's just all kinds of fun. And this is something that you could use for every day. Whatever sentiment you want to stick on there. It could be a masculine card, it could be an anybody card, which I kind of love those ones that can just kind of go anywhere. And this is 2 versions of the same card idea that I did at Creativation in my class. Thanks so much to all my sponsors who helped me out in my class, from Rinea to Crafters Workshop to Supertite to Imagine, which is what Staz-On is from, and to Xyron. Thank you so much. So thanks so much for stopping by and checking out my card video for my Card Making Wednesday. This is like a sneak peek back behind what I did when I was at Creativation. Hope you hit that subscribe button and that bell button so you get further notifications, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye-bye.